everybody, my name is Buzzycombs, and welcome to some more Minecraft Dinotopia. Today, I would like to finally bring my first carnivore to the park, and I actually asked my members for a vote, and it was decided that I will be bringing back the Compy. Now, sadly, I only have one of these guys, and I would love to give him a family, but it looks like he's gonna have to be solo for now. But I'm just gonna grab a piece of bio goo and get the cultivation started. In the meantime, it is time for me to start working on the enclosure. And I'm also going to smoke a little bit more sand because I'm running a little short on glass. Now, for the enclosure, I think it'll be really fun to nestle it over here in this little curved spot. And then we can even build it a little bit into the cliff because I feel like compies would be the type to hide in caves during the day. And of course, before we can even start building the enclosure, I have to do a little bit of terraforming. Now, before I fill in this little cave, I would actually like to go down there and mine up any of the resources it may have inside of it. And so we're just gonna see how far it goes, and hopefully it's not too terribly deep. All right, looks like we've got a little bit of iron and some handy-dandy coal. And it looks like the cave pops out just over here. Well, I guess I'm gonna finish lighting it up, and now we can fill it all in. And just like that, it's like the caves never even existed in the first place. Now I just have to do the final touches of my terraforming, and then we can get to work on our enclosure. Okay, so our terraforming is complete, and now it's time to start building. Now, I think it would be really cool to use the cliff face as part of the walls, and for the entrance, I think right here gives the compies just enough space to live their best lives. And yes, we are giving them a lot more room than the tacos and the dodos, and this is because I want to do something a little bit different with their enclosure, but we'll get to that in a moment. Alright, so I have defined the pillars, and now I just have to build them all up. And right here, I'm actually going to dig a layer down, that way these pillars don't have to go up too high. And now we have to dig up a little bit of ground and start laying down our sanded dirt. Next, we start laying down the glass, and then lastly, we add the fences. And now we add the gate. Now, I would not technically call this enclosure complete because I'm not sure what to do for the cliff, and I don't want to risk things falling in. And so, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the walls all the way up to where I'm standing, and then I'm going to start digging out all this dirt, and then I'm going to replace it with a combination of andesite and smooth stone. Just like that. And then another thing I'm going to do is just start carving a little bit of this out, and then I'm also going to just have fences going all around it. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm also going to utilize the stone pillars. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue extending the fence all the way around the enclosure, and instead of going on glass, it is going to be going on stone around the lip. Oh, and that is lightning. Time to sleep. Ah! Wait, did that just strike a creeper? Oh, I'm going to have to investigate when the morning comes. Sleep! Before the world catches on fire! Okay, it is now daytime. I want to see if I have a supercharged creeper though, because I think I saw some lightning strike a guy. And so very carefully, we are going to meander our way over there and see if there actually is one. All right, danger bush. Oh, there's so many baby zombies. Guess I have to deal with them before they hurt me. Hello, you children can die, please. Thank you. And they're dead. Now we investigate the creepers. Oh, what the heck? What was that? Something skittering along, and I don't know what it was. I think this is the creeper I saw, though. And he does not seem to be supercharged, unfortunately. That would have been so cool. Well, I guess it's time for us to get back to work. And so I'm just gonna fix up the perimeter with some fancy stone. And there we go. The wall is nice and finished. And honestly, I think I like how it looks. Now, the next thing I'd like to do for this enclosure is start working on the interior. And the first thing I would like to do is start adding some stones. But before I can add stones, I would like to have a variety of different types of slabs and stairs. And so I'm just gonna scurry up into my attic, grab my trusty old stone cutter, and set this up down here in my workshop. Now I'm going to cut down a bit of my andesite. I'll make 30 into stairs and 30 into slabs, and then I'll do the same for my stone. And then I'd also like to make a couple of stone buttons, and so I think I will do 14 because that's all the stone in that stack. Now I can get to work on some rocks. Okay, so I want this over here to be the rocky section, and I'm also going to dig up the floor a little bit and start sprinkling in a lot of stone for the floor. Now, I don't want it to just be made out of stone because I would like to grow some plants at some point, and so I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of coarse dirt as well. That way we can have a little hair of foliage in this section of the enclosure. And now we just need to slowly gradient the stone away. And now I'm going to sprinkle in a couple of buttons to act as little stones. And there we go. The rocky sector is mostly complete. Now I think it'll be a really cute touch to have a tiny little river flowing through it. And so if I carefully dig through here, we can make it look like there is a little river going through this rock. And I think that is Awesome! And I think it would be really cute to start the flow of water from a little waterfall. And I think right here would be the perfect place to start it. Yes, that is perfect! So now we just have to fill everything in. And now we have ourselves a really cute little rocky river. I love it! Now I'm going to sprinkle in a couple of smaller rocks throughout the enclosure because I feel like these would spread out just a little bit throughout the entire place. It's just that they wouldn't get as big anymore. All right, so I think that is good enough for rock decor. Now I would like to start adding a couple of trees. Now first things first, I think it would be really cute to have a little tree growing out of this rock. And I will also have it kind of leaning like that. And there we go, we have a really cute little leaning tree up on this rock. Although I think I might make it a little bit different and instead start leaning from down here. Yes, I love it. Maybe we could even add like a little root right there. That way it looks like it's actually growing through the rock. I like that. Now I would like to sprinkle in some trees. And then beneath the trees, I'll add a little bit of dirt. All right, so the little forested section is complete. And now it's time for me to add some bushes. And with the bushes all in place, it's time for me to add the final bits of foliage, and those will be the trusty prehistoric plants from my secret laboratory, which consists of fern spores, Lyca whatever that's supposed to be pronounced as, and some Osmunga. And of course, I'm going to grow the spores underneath the trees. And with the ferns all placed down, it is time for me to start sprinkling in the other prehistoric plants. And there we go, the foliage is now complete. Now there is one last thing I would like to do for this enclosure, and that is in adding a little cave for the compies. Now, I would like to use a little bit of spruce wood, and so I'm going to take a couple of these saplings, grow a couple of spruce trees, cut them down, and then use this newly acquired spruce wood to make a couple of trapdoors, and then some fences. And then with this, I'm going to make a very cute little entryway. Oh, that is really adorable! And the reason I use trapdoors is so I can actually crawl inside. And so now I'm just going to get out a little bit of space, and then I'll add a little bit of coarse dirt to act as a comfy little floor. And then of course, we're gonna add a couple of torches just so it stays bright and warm in here. And this is going to be my compy's den. So now if we crawl back out, I would say that the enclosure is finally finished. And that means we can actually bring our little guy to life. But before I can hatch this darling little egg, I actually would like to stock up on some meat. And that is where my farm comes in handy. Now, while I've been building, I have been slowly breeding up my animal populations. And let's just say, it's a little bit overpopulated right now. And so now, all we have to do is just do a little bit of murder. This is Moo Moo Madness. All right, so we now have a bunch of meat, more than enough for me to feed my compy. And wow, what a surprise, my frame rate's so much better now. Anyways, though, I now need to really quickly make myself a feeder, set it down right inside my compy's quarters, and maybe expand the den just a little bit, and then fill this up full of food. And last but not least, we can finally lay down our compy. Oh, the egg is so tiny! Oh my gosh, look at that! It's barely even a pixel! That is so cute! And let's see, is it warm? It's warm! Yay! Now we just have to wait for it to hatch. Oh, it's starting to hatch! And there we have it! Oh, we have ourselves an adorable baby compy! Oh! And it's mine! Oh, look how cute this little guy is! Oh my gosh, he is so precious. Hello there! Now, I already have a name picked out for this little guy, and so he will be known as Opal. Hello, Opal, and welcome to the park. Oh, he's just so small and so cute. I know I call tacos the little guys, but in all reality, it's the compies who are the tiny little things. I can barely get him in my screen. Let's see. See, he's so small! Anyways, though, on that note, I think this is the perfect point to end today's episode. So if you guys enjoyed this episode of Minecraft Dinotopia, let me know by leaving a like and subscribe. And without further ado, thank you all so much for watching, and I guess I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!